If you don't sign this, you go to jail. Okay? I don't want to take you to jail.
I'm ready to go to jail.
You ready to go to jail?
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
The encounter from store surveillance. You can see Vu touching the officer's arm, then exchanging words before being thrown to the ground.
Hello everyone, today I want to share an important topic, especially for those of you planning to visit or move to the US. We'll be talking about the differences between South Korean and American police interactions and what you should keep in mind to avoid trouble. In South Korea, we often see the police as a kind of public service. They're to assist and serve citizens. People sometimes view them more like a civil servants, here to help with everybody's problems. But in the US, the police are seen more as law enforcers. They carry a stronger sense of authority, and even with their attire, like sunglasses, as to a feeling of distance. Their approach can make people feel intimidated or nervous, which is very different from the image I'm used to in Korea. I saw an example of this difference today. A Vietnamese grandfather was pulled over a traffic violation. He raised his voice and protested, even touched the officer's arm lightly. In Korea, this kind of protest might just lead to some back and forth conversation. But here in the US, the officer took it as a threat and immediately restrained him on the ground. It may sound shocking, but it's important to understand that American police react strongly to even small signs of resistance. In the US, if you are given a ticket, you disagree with it, the place to argue is in court, not with officers on the street. If you protest on the spot or raise your voice, it can lead to serious trouble, as it considered resisting police authority. So, if you feel something is unfair, calmly take the ticket and address it in court later. Recently, I read about an incident in Tennessee where 609 drivers were arrested, many of them after completing challenging field sobriety tests. Here, the police often use extensive balance and coordinating tests, which can be hard to pass even if you are sober. But people here generally cooperate without shouting or arguing, because they know that resisting officers' commands only make things worse. So what should you do if you're stopped by a police officer in the US? Stay calm, follow their instructions. And if you disagree with their actions, save your argument for court. Showing respect and staying composed is the best way to handle these situations. Raising your voice or showing frustration will only escalate things, which can lead to harsher consequences. In summary, remember that in the US, police interactions are different from what we are used to in Korea. Following these tips will help you stay safe and avoid unnecessary issues. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you understand a bit more about cultural differences when it comes to law enforcement.
It all started with a traffic stop.
I'll have to write you a ticket for improper U-turn.
Oklahoma City police releasing video from October 27th when Lit Vu was pulled over.
She hitting me.
The officer telling Vu to sign for a ticket, but he refused, trying to explain what unfolded along this stretch of road off Northwest 39th Expressway.
If you don't sign this, you go to jail. Okay? I don't want to take you to jail.
I'm ready to go to jail.
You ready to go to jail?
Yeah, I'm
Ridiculous.
After giving another driver involved a ticket, the officer came back to Vu and his wife, standing in a parking lot. Another angle shows the encounter from store surveillance. You can see Vu touching the officer's arm, then exchanging words before being thrown to the ground. This is the view from the officer's body camera.
Sit up.
No.
You sit up. Get on the ground.
I feel like that's pretty excessive for a police officer to think like a old 71-year-old man could actually intentionally hurt him.
Toon Nguyen, president-elect for the Vietnamese American community of Oklahoma, says Vu speaks English, but a language barrier escalated the situation.
You shouldn't argue with the cop and you shouldn't speak back, But in certain cases, I feel like we should be able to be given an opportunity to hear our side of the story before a citation gets issued.
Nguyen says members of the Vietnamese community spoke with Oklahoma City police and the chief before the video was released. Forewarned, it was significant. There's ongoing talks with the department to possibly add equipment to officers' uniforms so incidents like these don't happen again.
They're going to try to invest in language translation services for the police officer when they're approaching a person that has a language barrier.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.